Coach Mofield Show is brought to you by the Kentucky Land Company of Irvington. If you're looking for a little slice of heaven to plant your flag and call your own, give them a call at 547-4222 or check out their webpage at ky-land.com. Hello, Green Wave Nation, and welcome back to another segment of our Senior Spotlight. Today we're sitting down with Mr. Aidan Bratcher. How you doing, Aidan?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. I guess kind of start off, tell us about how you got in football, when you started playing, and then what your role is on the team this year.
So I moved here in 7th grade from Louisville, and I really didn't have any friends. So I was like, all of them played football, so I was like, all right, I'll just play football. And I've just played ever since. And my role on the football team, I'm a tight end.
Tight end. You've had, tight end, you got to do some blocking, but
Yeah.
you get out there and get some passes. You've had some big ones this year.
I'm trying to get some more.
It's still plenty of time left, isn't there?
Right, yeah.
I guess we'll kind of step away from football field for a minute. We go jump in the truck and ride down the road. What are you going to put on the radio?
Definitely some like Rod Wave. I like that guy.
That's your go-to?
Yeah.
We've been riding around for a while now. We're getting hungry. We can go anywhere you want to eat. Where are we going and what are you getting?
Probably the locals.
Locals?
And then probably 2 buffalo chicken tacos and their cheese fries.
That's hard to beat, ain't they?
That's so good.
They got some good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Football keeps you busy year-round, school in session, but when you get some free time, you got a day, you can just have some free time, do something, have some fun, kick back. What are you going to pick?
Definitely hang around with my friends, maybe play the game for a little bit, and probably go see my girlfriend. Hang out with my girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah. You got to keep her happy, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, you've been here, you said, what, 7th grade, since 7th grade? So you're on your 6th year in this program. What's it meant to you to be a part of the Meade County Green Wave football program?
It's meant a lot. Like, the fan base in Meade County is so good. Like, they come to all kinds of games, and they pack the stadiums, and they're loud, and it just meant a lot. The coaches are great. They mean well, and they just look out after you and try to make you the best they can make you.
Yeah. Well, if we run into a 4th grader looking to get into youth football, and he's kind of on the fence about whether to play or not, what advice would you give him?
I would just say just play. And if you don't like it, at least you tried.
Yeah.
But I just say just try it out.
Yeah. The regular season's over, going into the playoffs, it goes quick. Your whole senior year will go quick, and it won't be long. It'll be next spring. You'll be walking back down on Hamilton Field there, getting your diploma.
Yeah.
What's the next step for Aidan after high school?
I want to go to EKU and get my criminal justice degree and try to be an FBI agent when I get older.
Nice. You have to keep me informed on the good stories if you get in there.
All right, I will.
Well, Aidan, we appreciate you stopping by the show. We wish you the best of luck this week and then all you do. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
And we will be right back. Hello, Green Wave Nation. Welcome back for another edition of the Senior Spotlight. Today we've got the honor to sit down with Mr. Talan Ledford. How you doing, Talan? Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Doing good. I guess start off, kind of tell us how you got into football, when you started playing, and then what your role is on the team now.
All right, so I started playing flag about 4th grade. I played all the way up until my sophomore year, and I skipped my junior, but I'm playing senior, and I'm playing outside linebacker.
Nice. It's always fun to rough some people up.
Yeah. A little bit of DN, too.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
I guess we'll step away from football field for a minute. We go jump in the truck and we're riding down the road. What are you going to put on the radio?
Probably some country. I've been listening to country a lot here lately. A lot of Treaty Oak.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that, can you?
No.
We've been riding around for a while now. We're getting hungry. We can go anywhere to eat. Where are you picking and what are you getting?
I'm going to Zaxby's, and I'm getting the number 3, which is 3 chicken tenders and 5 wings with hot honey mustard.
Hot honey mustard.
Oh, yeah.
You can't go wrong there.
No, it's good.
Football keeps you really busy. School keeps you busy. But you get a free day. You can just do whatever, have some fun. What are you going to do to kick back and relax?
I'm going to hang out with my friends for sure, but activity-wise, might go golf, go bowl.
Nice.
A couple odd things.
I got you. You've been playing for a long time now. You've been through the program from the youth league all the way up. Now you're a senior. What's it meant to be a part of the Greenway football program?
It's unlike anything. Like, I play other sports too, but football is it's where it's at.
Yeah.
It's different. It's a different dynamic for sure.
Yeah.
Just with the crowd and the Death Valley. It's pretty cool.
That's always a great atmosphere, ain't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If we run into a fourth grader on the fence about playing football, what would your advice be now that you've went all the way through?
I'd tell them to play. Like I said, I skipped my junior year, and I regret it more than anything. I wish I would have played, so I would definitely tell them to play.
Yeah. It's you end up with it's like a big family, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Season's flying by. Last week wrapped the regular season up, going into playoffs now. Your senior year will fly by, and you'll be down here on Hamilton Field walking, getting your diploma. After you get that diploma, what's next in Talan's future?
So I just got accepted to UK, I think yesterday. So I plan on going there, getting my degree, and I want to become a dentist.
Nice. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank
And I'm kind of favor those Wildcats a little bit more than the rest of them, so that's always a good thing too.
Yep.
Well, Talan, we appreciate you coming by the show. We wish you the best of luck tomorrow night and in all you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we will be right back after this. Hello, Greenwave Nation. Welcome back for another week of the Coach Mofield Show. How you doing, Coach?
Good, Chad. How about yourself?
Good. Well, the season flew by like we knew it would, regular season, and we're heading into the playoffs. But I guess we'll kind of start off, kind of take a look back at the Bullitt East game.
Yeah.
It was a close one. You always want to win, but what did you see on the field?
Chad, that's another one that anything I say, I do not want to discredit Bullitt East because they did a great job and they did what they had to do and they kept us from doing what we had to do. But we had opportunities in the game and really on both sides of the ball. We went up, I think it was 21-14, and we recovered a pooch kick and maybe on like the 30-yard line, and we don't get no points out of it. We get the ball back, we hold them, we don't do anything with it, and then we had an opportunity there at the end to stop them, and we don't. So it just seems like it kind of goes back to, it seems like all year we've had trouble really putting together 4 quarters of solid football. In spurts we play really well. We move the ball well. We play defense well. Special teams we execute, and then there's these lapses. It's like we'll go for a couple of series like we don't really know what we're doing, or we'll have a penalty or a turnover or something, and those kind of things have been an Achilles heel for us all year long. I can't tell you a single game where I felt like our kids didn't play hard. They're playing hard. Their effort's great. We're just not putting together that execution that requires us to get over the hump. We ended the regular season at 5-5. I mean, in hindsight's 20/20, but we could have been 8-2. We could have been 7-3 at the worst. Instead we're 5-5. But really, all that stuff goes out the window tonight or tomorrow night, and we play Great Crossings, and I think they're 7-3. We're 5-5. So it's a 1-game season. So. And to a certain extent, you can kind of right the ship if you can somehow find a way to pull out a win there. It'll be difficult. They're very good. But, we've played some good football teams. I don't worry about playing Great Crossings from a standpoint of we hadn't played anybody to prepare us for them. I mean, the best team in the state's probably Manual. Now, whether or not they'll win it all, I don't know. Because they still got to go through some good football teams. And you never know what can happen. You still have to play it, even though on paper, Manual looks the best, and really on the field they've looked good. But we've played Manual, St. X, Bullitt East. We've played some good competition leading into playoffs, and we've come through fairly healthy. We got a couple of injuries that hurt us defensively, but also those injuries are opportunities for other kids. So those other kids, if they show up and they play and get after it, because they're going to have to do that in order for us to move on.
Yeah. Well, and you alluded Great Crossings was 7-3, and I was looking at their schedule, and which that's the other side of the state. So a lot of those teams we just haven't. You know, it was kind of like the Lexington Catholic game. I was like, Lexington Catholic's usually got a good team, but I'm not sure what they've got, and, you know, some of these other schools. But looking into their stat lines and stuff for each week of the games, it looked like they're not afraid to pass it, but it looked like they're kind of run heavy and got one back that seems to be their workhorse.
Yeah, their quarterback, it's a two-man game in the run game between the quarterback and the running back. They're similar. They do a lot. They're similar to what a lot of spread teams do. They run inside zone, outside zone. They run counter. They have a huge left tackle. He's probably 6'5", 300 pounds plus pounds. He's a Division I type player. He's good, but we've also played against a manual offensive line. It's as good as anybody I've seen. St. X has got a couple of dudes up there too. So we've seen good offensive linemen. So they like to run behind him a lot. They'll run counter to him. But they'll also run some counter away. The quarterback does a nice job of faking and keeping the ball. And sometimes he'll fake and he may throw one off 1 foot, and he's a good athlete. They're pretty good on offensively. They put up a lot of points. If you've seen their scores, they put up 50 or 60 points a couple of times. So we'll have our hands full. If we can score, it could be a high-scoring game. Like I said earlier, at times we look like a really good football team.
Yeah.
And then there's other times we look like we're coming off our second scrimmage and ready to play, because we'll do some silly stuff. And that's what we challenged our kids during this week. We can win the game or we can lose the game. It depends. But it's not like going in there and saying you're playing they're an outstanding team, don't get me wrong, but, we've played some good football teams too. Yeah. So there's an opportunity there, just like it's an opportunity for them. Either team can win the game. So it's who's going to be the most prepared, the most disciplined. The turnovers will be key. And if you can just get a stop or two, because you're not going to shut them down because they're too good, but you just got to find a way to steal a possession. If it's an onside kick, if it's a block punt, special teams could end up being very, very important in the game. So, but anyway, hopefully our kids will come out focused, and everybody's record is 0-0 tomorrow night. There's 32 teams in 6A football. 16 of them will go on. 16 of them will take their gear up. It just depends on. At this time of year, there's a couple of type players. There's the players that want to move on, to other things other than football, and then you got your kids that want to keep playing. So hopefully we got more kids that want to keep playing than kids that are ready to move on, because you put a lot of work into this for a short season. Yeah.
And I know looking at the defensive side's kind of hard to tell off stat sheets alone, but the one thing that did kind of stand out to me, it looked like we're going to have to do make sure we protect, but you always got to protect the ball, but it looked like not every game, but there was a lot of games on their schedule where they forced a couple fumbles or more and get some interceptions and stuff. So what do they kind of look like defensively?
They're good on defense. They're very athletic. They're big, but it goes back to they're similar to a lot of teams we played. We played some good football teams, especially down the stretch. They're fundamentally sound. They're in all three phases of the game. We'll have to protect the football. They're going to bring some pressure, but we also have some ways to handle that pressure, what we think. Now, there's a difference in thinking you can handle the pressure than actually handling the pressure. So we'll see if we execute the way we can handle the pressure. But, we've got to utilize all the weapons we have, because I feel like when we are in the game, we've got 5 weapons as far as being able to catch the football. And then some of those that can catch the football will rush the football too on jet sweeps and reverses and other things like that. So, and it goes back to what I've said that from the beginning of the year, you people watching say, well, I've heard you say that over and over. But, we probably have the deepest and most productive receiving crew that I've seen from top to bottom. And I say top to bottom, it really doesn't mean, We got one guy that's got 40 or 50 catches, another guy's got maybe 4 or 5, but they can all catch the football.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable with any of those 7, 8 kids putting them in the game. If Branson has to come out, Connor Cole goes in, we don't really lose anything. If Ethan Kaiser comes out and Talan Ledford goes in, we don't lose anything. If Wyatt goes out and R.J. Wren comes in, we don't lose anything. Our ability to make plays does not fall off a cliff like it has in the past. So with that being said, we got to utilize all those guys. I think if you spread the ball around, you're harder to defend, and that's what we got to be. And we got one shot. We can't at the end of the game say, I wish we'd have done this or do that. We better do it, or we're gonna have a 2-hour bus ride home to contemplate why we didn't get it done. And you don't want to end up with any regrets. You want to leave it all on the field and make sure you play your best.
Yeah, and I guess to kind of finish up there, you alluded to it's a 2-hour ride, so it's Great Crossing, which is not a brand new school, but a newer school, but up in Scott County, right?
Relatively new school. Or Scott, Great Crossing Warhawks, I think's their nickname. It's looks like a beautiful facility. I've never been there. I think it's just a few miles from Scott County High School. It's pretty phenomenal that you could split Scott County and have a 6A school and Scott County's a 5A school. It must have been a couple of thousand kids going to Scott County, But anyway, that's a thriving area. The Toyota plant and all is in that area, and it's a suburb, I guess, of Lexington, but it's a nice area, and they've done a nice job. The game time is set for 7:30. I told the kids this week to tell their parents it's 7:30, but there's a good chance that we're not going to kick off at 7:30 because their coach and I have been in correspondence multiple times, and we have yet to agree on the game time. So we've talked to the KHSAA, and the KHSAA said, you two work it out. And we've told Mr. Tackett that we've spent a couple of phone calls and emails and all trying to work it out, and it hasn't gone the way that we obviously, if we could go up there and get up there at 7:30 and play the game and come home, we would. We're the team traveling. Common sense says we don't want to spend an extra hour or whatever at Great Crossings High School. So, but I realize our county is like a lot of counties are strapped for bus drivers, and we got to get kids home from school. That's a top priority, and we're not going to, I told you before we went on air, I'm not going to spend $5,000 on 2 Trailway buses, for a 2-hour bus trip. So, but anyway, they can't play the game till we get there and ready to go.
Yeah.
And the KHSAA mandates that there's a certain amount of time to get kids ready to play. So, and that's and anytime you're talking about safety of kids, that's the top priority.
Yeah.
Not what time the home team wants to kick off the game. It's about priority for kids. So that's what we're going to make it about the kids. We'll show up and play, and we'll play when we get there.
Yeah. Well, Coach, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, and I appreciate all the coverage this year. And you've done a great job in highlighting those seniors. I really appreciate that. We, regardless of what happens tomorrow night, we've got some young men that have been fun to coach. At times they can be a little squirrely, but that's, most teenagers are like that, but I don't think that's evidence of their character or anything. I think they're good character kids, and they're fun to coach. And I think the thing that we as adults see that we've talked about this, it's a very short time in your life, and to try to get young people to take as big advantage of it as you can. And they've put a lot of work in, and we want them to be successful. And success is not always defined in wins and losses, but it sure does kind of reaffirm what you're out there trying to do. So, those kids are a special part of our program and will be, and hopefully they'll lay it on the line tomorrow night, and we'll see what happens. But we don't have a chance to win unless we come out and we're ready to play and we give it all we got, and then from that point we'll just see what happens. But I do appreciate you highlighting and spotlighting those young men. I know their parents are excited to see that 3, 4, 5 minutes that they get on there, and it gives you another perspective and another side of who they are. And I think a lot of those young men have bright futures ahead of them too. I think you'll be able to see that, and hopefully the community has seen that they're going to go on and achieve great things. And sometimes those great things are just being a positive and productive member of the society and doing what you should do. And I think all of them hopefully will do that for sure.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you taking time to do this, and it's been a joy for me. It always goes too fast.
Yeah.
But this week we've made it through all 17 seniors, and from my side, I can say as a former alumni, I played for you and Coach French back in the day, and seen a lot of kids come through, and sitting down with those 17 young men. Kudos to their parents; they've been brought up right. Kudos to what you all have done. You sit down with each one each week, and they're unique, and they're each one to themselves. But at the same time, you can tell they're good kids, and they got a lot. So I'm hoping that
hope we get to it again
next week. We'll be sitting here breaking down a great crossing game, and looking forward to the next matchup. But regardless, we appreciate you doing it, Coach.
Enjoyed it.
Everybody out there in Green Wave Nation, it is playoff time. It's win or go home. So I know that one of our seniors this week talked about how much it's meant for to play for this team because of Green Wave Nation packing those stands and cheering them on, and how much that meant to them. So they could really use you this week because it's a long ride up there. But if you can't make it, Cletus and Gus will be calling game play-by-play on 93.5 WMMG. But we hope to see you all up there rooting these Green Waves on to round 2 of the playoffs. And we will see you next week.